Lion of Judah Seed Co. We're gonna go over what seeds I have available and what seed stock I have available in general, and very near future seed stock that will be available also. And I'll give you the prices and everything. We're gonna listen to a midnight jam first. The song's called Yield Turn Out from the album Treasure. Midnight. Midnite. Vaughn Benjamin.
Wanna be careful what them sanction in them old life theory. Put the ramification on the ground, you see the word they scatter out. What you gonna do when them come for you? And you not scary. Neither in a reality nor in a theory. You not scary. Them on the TV talking about killing people, little baby. This is the way you think, so you have a balance out the whole atrocity. Only thing them create is a clinging magnet of negativity. One thing me know, say enough of them no speak originality. Them social religious control show up in the 8th century. Claims that they love the way he control his female and his economy and his money. Claim that by the soul the fetish gods and the neighboring idolatry. If not by will, by force, then must follow it out completely. This is how man encountered first time in the eating of beyond country. Is it in all the broken fragment parts of an ancient unity? No man ever said no new upgrades, media stuff in deceive me. Never they know, say that's it, Jehovah, the Lord, Master, Almighty. Some of I and I accepted new instructions out of the shortest memory. To go to the lips of your theory, reach about 6th century. The white-headed among your elders should have told you the story. The deeper psychological current is a cultural identity. To be or not to be, you threaten them so thoroughly. The saga in progress being written now. Heroes and villains being shaped now. It depends upon what you want in your head about. How you living it out. Fear and unfear, chances within the code. But attention to the ground gave a yield turnout. The yield turnout. The yield turnout. The yield turnout. Think so that because them brainwash roll you can't control me. Receiving all upon the tables of life and genetic memory. Disperse them out to the Gentile lands and erase their story. Language, culture, and history gone and no return story. That's how they set it up, you have to be to hold in the glory. But the return is a covenant, a law written upon the heart. Out of all the nations, colors, and creed, you can't keep them apart. Ignited, not bushfire.
All the nations, colors, and creeds, you cannot keep them apart. That's a message to you, Babylon. You're not going to keep us from having unity in the true sense, not in the fake New World Order, Vatican, KGB, CIA, Mossad, Mafia sense, okay? We're not unifying with that. We're not unifying with falseness and wickedness, okay? We're not going to sacrifice or compromise our faith and what we believe is good and right and true according to objective reality, okay? And these agencies that are calling for world peace, like the Vatican, which is agency is just a word I want to use for them because that's basically what they're agents of wickedness, okay? They're in the office of wickedness, okay? They try to bring us the unity after they've divided and conquered and harmed us for 400 years, and then now they want to legalize cannabis after they took it away from us and say we want world peace and all this crap. There's not going to be world peace until there's right judgment and righteousness for every man and woman, okay? Period. And just like Haile Selassie said, until there is no longer first and second class citizens, there's going to be war, okay? There's going to be a problem, okay? People, every living man and woman has been, restored to their rightful place because of the works that Jesus Christ done, okay? And then they stole that knowledge from everyone, okay? And inverted everything, okay? Anyways, this is a ganja channel, but I just wanted to do a little rap about the lyrics here in the song, okay? We'll play the rest of it.
Envy after Some in a part of stability, some in a part of rot. Some like the mold, merge only with the deepest and dark. See, say the nanga surface into nothing else. Walk, yeah, walk. A saga in the progress being written now. Heroes and villains being shaping now. It depends upon what you want in your end amount. How you living it out. Fear and unfair chances within the goal. Heroes and villains being shaping now. It depends upon what you want in your end amount. How you living it out. Fear and unfair chances within the goal. But attention to the ground gave a yield turn out. Yield turn out. Yield turn out. Yield turn out.
The yield will turn out for the Most High and His children. The fruitfulness and abundance of good works because of the work of the Holy Spirit in man and woman. All right. Forcing ones to choose decisively that they're Rastafari because they're not having anything to do with this wicked system. Okay? We don't want robots delivering our mail. We don't want microchips in our body. We don't want to control the weather. We don't want to do none of that shit. We want to be natural living men and women. And we're going to grow ganja and smoke ganja.
The intellectual knowledge in your head, they said, is worth more than modern salary or rent. They said, to bribery and to coerce the brilliant, to coerce the brilliant with dividends.
Looking for the Einstein among the dissidents, yeah. The man that can swing the balance of everything.
Healers been that give one nation the unfair advantage. But life is a precious of unusual mistake. That's why you hike out in the wilderness to see when it was the cures of medicinal you seek. I speak to native elders in documentaries, mutating nature of microgerm culture is information, not aggression. You need better standard of living to the actuality. The peep in your hand to your psychology and reacting either negative or positively, forcing one to choose decisively. I Rasta.
Forcing ones to choose decisively. With all this wickedness going on, you got a choice to make. Are you Rasta or are you one of them Babylonians? Or be put in a position where you choose Rastafari because it's the natural way, it's God's way, and it's the Bible. It's going with what the Bible, Holy Bible says, okay? That's Vaughn Benjamin right there. Y'all ganja smokers who don't know who Vaughn Benjamin is, he was killed by the beast system or by, the spooks, if you will, for teaching the truth in his music, okay? He has 70 albums, over 70 albums, teaching the truth. The brother was murdered at 50 years old, okay? So that's why I'm doing a cannabis strain in memory of him and tribute to him, right? And that's not done yet, but that's the first thing I want to talk about is what that's going to be, okay? And it's going to be, I haven't figured out what to call it. Right now it's just called Tribute2vaughnbenjamin, but that's just too long of a name for a strain. It'd be too hard for people to remember it. So if any Rastafari out there who listen to Vaughn Benjamin, Akabeka, or Midnight, who has a good idea for naming the strain that I'm breeding in memory of Vaughn Benjamin, then put it in the comments. And I might pick whatever you put, and you'll get credit for the name, okay? Because I can't think of one. So anyways, it's going to be the Mauritius African crossed with the Ethiopian landrace from Ace. Okay, that's one cross. Ace did that cross. I didn't do it. But I'm going to take that strain, and I'm going to cross it to other African strains and Jamaican strains. Okay, So I got a lot of possibilities for how I'm going to do this, but for right now, the idea is to get 3 African sativas together and then cross that out to some Jamaica that's crossed with a Kush, okay? So that it's not extreme sativa flowering time, so it's a little bit shortened, but it still has the ultimate sativa influence overall, so that it's large, and because Vaughn Benjamin deserves a high-yielding plant in his name. But it also needs to be some real Roy, as in some Kilroy, as in some life Roy, gives you some life, does the business, does you right. So it's going to be, Bangy Haze is going to be involved with this because it's from the Congo, and the other side of Bangy Haze is from Nepal. But, you know, it's 70% Congolese sativa. So there's the third Africa right there. So we got Mauritius, Ethiopia, and then the Bangy Haze, which is the Congolese. So that's going to be the first part of the cross, okay? And then I might use Violetta from Ace, or I might not. Now, the reason I would use Violetta from Ace is to add a fourth African line, which would be a purple Malawi selection that's in Violetta, okay, from Ace. Okay, but if I do that, it might end right there, because the Violetta is half Pakistan Chitrel Kush, okay, so that would shorten the flowering time. But I might go a different way, okay, and cut the Violetta out and then just cross the Ethiopian Mauritius, cross the Bangy Haze, cross that to Polecat cross with Jamaican Dream, because it's bred by a Rastafari, okay, and it's got a Jamaican landrace in it. So it makes sense, even though Vaughn Benjamin's not from Jamaica, he's from the Virgin Islands. I don't have any clue if there's any Virgin Island landrace strain floating around out there, okay, so otherwise I'd use something from the Virgin Islands, but it's just to fit the Rastafari theme. That's to get the Jamaican Dream in there, okay. Plus the Polecat's the 91 Kim cross to Skunk number 1, and that'll just really fill it out nice, because 91 Kim is sativa for the most part too. So it's going to be, you know, mostly sativa with a splash of Kush, because I might take it from there and cross it to like Tar Pit or Oil Spill from Mandelbrot. Okay, I know that's a crazy polyhybrid, but it will take a lot of work. Maybe when I release the first pack of it, it'll only be $50 because it should be wild, like all over the board, phenos. But then when I go to F2 and F3 and F4, it'll get more expensive because it'll be more refined. So the other thing is that's a future project. So I just wanted to, for those Rastafari out there who are curious about that, that's what's going on with that. And I already have the selections on the Ethiopian and Bangy Haze. So it's going to happen soon, at the beginning of it. So here's the full list of what I have available seed stock wise. You can take notes, or you can just recall the video if you need to know, if you want to order some seeds. Okay, so I've been growing ganja for 10 or 11 years, and I've been smoking ganja since I was 13 years old, and I'm almost 40. Okay, so I know cannabis, okay, like the back of my hand. I haven't seen every type of cannabis or grown or smoked every type, but cannabis has been an intimate part of my life since I was a youngin', okay? So, and cannabis has helped me, has prevented me from doing all kinds of horrible things in my life. I smoked a joint when I was young, when I was a heathen, and then I would think twice about doing some crazy shit, okay? So anyways, so here's a full list. These first sections is going to be all my soda pop crosses, okay? We have F2 soda pop, and those are going to be $80 a pack, and it's going to be 20 seeds in a pack, okay? When I take it to F3, it'll be $110 a pack, and I'll put 25 seeds or 30 seeds in a pack. But it's at F2 right now, okay? And then I have soda pop cross with Pakistan Chitrel Kush. That's been crossed with a Mazar Sharif, and those are pretty solid. like half the phenos. I should have talked about Soda Pop F2 first, so I will. I got F1 Soda Pop by cut only, and that would be Coca-Cola. The cuts I have is Coca-Cola and orange cream soda. Now, orange cream soda is a hit. It's going to be a winner no matter what. And I don't know how much I'm going to sell cuttings for, but I would say $20 a cutting. I don't know if that's outrageous. I'm not from California, so I'm not familiar with the cutting market. But I worked it, and I selected that pheno and kept it. So it's precious to me because I was never going to go away. But F2 Soda Pop, like I said, it's F2, so it's going to be a plethora of different phenos because the F2 opens up the population of recessive genetics. And I already ran it several times and found that it's like 60-70% the phenos that I originally wanted to have in F1 that I kept, and then the rest of the phenos are all over the place in terpene profile. Like there's one that's perfumey that I found, and mostly just variations of different kinds of perfume smells. But then the core, which will be taken to the F3, is all soda pop smells. Like as in the F1 was literally Coca-Cola, orange cream soda, and Big Red soda pop, like red cream soda. So in the F3, you're going to get the orange cream, but the F2, you might not get the orange cream. You're going to get the Coca-Cola for sure, and the Big Red, and then those perfume phenos. Now, when I say it smells like soda pop, I'm not exaggerating. I mean, I've never smelled, when I first ran these as an F1, I was shocked because I'd never smelt anything like this, because it literally smells like carbonation. Like you have the orange cream soda smell, like on the orange cream, but then it smells like it is carbonated, as if there is a terpene profile that matches the smell of carbonated water. Okay, so when you smell the Coca-Cola, you're like, wow, it doesn't just smell like Coca-Cola syrup. It smells like bubbly, fresh Coca-Cola. Okay, and I don't drink soda, obviously, because that's garbage. It's poison. But it doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with it. Okay, that's just what it smells like. All right, so none of those harmed on me ever. I've ran them through stress tests and everything. Soda pop's pretty stable. Okay. Now we got the soda pop crossed with the Pakistan Citral Kush. There's no purples in there that I've found so far, and I've probably ran 30 or 40 of them, and as in females and males. It's very robust and strong, and so is soda pop because it's crossed with this. So it's all soda pop family in general is going to be very strong, good branches, menorah structure, and lots of budding sites. It stretches really good, but the soda pop cross with the Pakistan Citral Kush does half stretch really good, and half of them stay really short and stout. Okay, and then the ones that stretch take a little longer. Okay, soda pop in general by itself takes between 55 and 65 days. The orange cream cut takes 55, 60 days. And but this soda pop crossed with the PCK here, half of the phenos take 75 days, which is crazy because you'd think that PCK would have kind of kept it short, but it didn't. Half of the phenos are 75 days, and then the other half are, 60. Maybe 55 on like the fastest pheno, which smells like fruit punch. So the terpene profiles on the soda pop cross with the Pakistan Citral Kush are going to be bubblegum, and the bubblegum pheno is actually really bubbly calyx and huge yielding. So half the phenos are extra good yield, and half of them are just quick and good nug, but they're not huge yield. But you can definitely find a handful of winners in the soda pop cross of PCK. I've ran it several times for production, and it's always been a great plant. And there's some phenos that smell like straight Kush. My favorite pheno in there, which I'm going to have to re-find and lock in as a cut, is duct tape. And it literally smells like duct tape, So for those who like Gorilla Glue and shit like that, soda pop cross with Pakistan Citro Kush is a winner for you, because you're going to find, 20% of the phenos be like duct tape. Okay. And then you'll find 20% bubble gum, which I think that there's a relationship between the terpene profile in the bubble gum phenos and the relationship in the duct tape terpenes. Like there's a connection there, because when I smell the bubble gum, I'm reminded of the duct tape, but there's a distinct difference there. So then you have 20% phenos that are fruity, like fruit punch, papaya, and that kind of thing. And Kush, and then there's the other 5 or 10% that are just straight cushy smelling, like traditional Kush, like a Pakistan Chitral Kush, burnt rubber kind of almost, not gassy, but like burnt rubber. And then we have soda pop crossed with Guru Juice, and Guru Juice is Zazen crossed to Velvet Rush, Northern Lights, Neville's Haze, or whatever. So I didn't make Guru Juice. Swami Organic Seed made it, and when I popped Guru Juice, I found Hermes in it, and after I made a second generation of it I only had one male and one female, so I preserved Guru Juice because I thought it was going to be something worth preserving. And I only had one male and one female out of all 15 seeds that popped. And so I preserved it. I just let the male hit the female. Okay. So then I repopped Guru Juice and found that there's Herms in there, which is like what I told you guys, that Swami Organic Seed does not do the work. He's just throwing shit together. He's not working it, and he's charging you $100 a pack. Okay. I worked that shit out of the Guru Juice, and the soda pop cross with Guru Juice is how I did it. Is how I worked it out. I looked for a female that could handle stress and that was good structure and didn't have any mutagenic potential as much as the other ones did. And I let the soda pop male pollinate that. Okay. And the offspring was amazing. You got some phenos that smell like diapers while they're growing, like poopy diapers. And then you got some, which is not appealing, but the smoke was killer. And then there's some phenos that smell like incense and like sandalwood. I'd say that's most of the phenos in there. That's basically the gist of that. And it's very high yielding. Some phenos veg really fast and are incredibly high yielding. And then the slow vegging phenos, they veg slow, but when you eventually get them into bloom, they make up for their slow veg. Okay. So soda pop's the only pack I'm charging $80 for right now. Soda Pop F2, $80. And the reason it's not $100 is because it's an F2, because it's going to show recessive genetics that aren't like the Soda Pop, but only 30 to 40% like that. The rest of the phenos will be Coca-Cola and all that. Right? So Soda Pop cross with PCK, Soda Pop cross with Guru Juice. Those are going to be $60 a pack, and it's going to be 15 to 20 seeds in a pack. Okay, and the reason they're cheaper is because I haven't worked on them a whole bunch. Okay, and to my knowledge, I haven't seen any bananas or Hermes. Okay, now the next few are going to be the ones that I have not, have been worked even a little bit less. Okay, as in there hasn't been a whole bunch of stress testing done. I've just ran them a few times and to see if there was any winners in there, because I have hundreds and hundreds of these seeds. These next seeds that I'm going to name are only going to be 50 or 60 bucks a pack. Okay, I might make it 50 instead of 60. And it'll be 15 to 20 seeds, and I have hundreds of these. So that's why I'm making it cheap. You're definitely going to find winners in there. You're definitely going to find production cuts for sure, and winners for breeding. And the first one is my favorite of the ones I haven't worked yet, because I've ran it so many times. I've popped so many seeds of it. I've culled so much off of those seeds, but I've found so much cool shit. Okay, and for example, I didn't know that this lime shit was popping off with like Black Lime Reserve. I didn't realize that lime was a thing in ganja yet. Like I didn't know it was popping off, because I'm not from California, so I don't know what the trends are. I just within the last couple of years started listening to Kevin Jodrey and Future Cannabis Project to try to like understand what's going on, and like not be so reserved or out of the scene that I don't understand. You know what I mean? So this cross I'm getting ready to name, which is Soda Pop cross with the Talk of Kabul / Kerala from India. Okay, Talk of Kabul is Afghan, and Kerala is Indian. Okay, from South Indian land race, sativa. Okay, that's what the Kerala is. I used the Soda Pop F1 male. That was the boss for all of these crosses, by the way. It was the crosses are all from one Soda Pop male that I selected. That was the shit. That had trikes on it when it was finished and everything. It made insane amounts of pollen. He was a beast. So this Talk of Kabul cross with Kerala isn't my cross. That's one of Swami's jackass throw-togethers. Okay. Now, even if you get some stock that is not worth what the price was, you can still pull winners out of it. Like at the time, I was poor and I didn't have the money to just go buy other seeds because this dude is a jackass. You know what I'm saying? I made it work. So I found what is worth keeping. Okay. So the Soda Pop crossed with in parentheses, crossed with Talk of Kabul, crossed with Kerala. Okay. Is all the phenos as far as the bouquet goes and the smells and the terpenes is all lime zest or lime juice, gasoline or petrol, in that kind of way. It's heavy on the lime, and then it's got a hint of gas skunkiness to it. Okay, so that reminds me of the description of Royal Limes, and I didn't know what Royal Limes was when I made this. Okay, so I hit this like lime gas area that is from a different gene pool altogether than what like Royal Limes is, or like Black Lime Reserve. And so what I'm going to do is cross and I call it Rasta Limes, okay, the Soda Pop cross with Kabul Kerala, okay, I call it Rasta Limes. So I'm going to use a male Royal Limes on my Rasta Limes and call it Royal Rasta Limes, okay, and that'll be in the near future. But anyways, this is something worth buying and working because I'm only going to charge you 50 or 60 bucks a pack, and I'm going to give you 20 seeds, okay? You're going to find a winner. Maybe I'll give you 30 seeds just because. I got hundreds of them, okay? Now, there's a lot of these weird little runty, not even runty, they just are mal-shaped. They look weird. They're not properly structured. Plants that come out of these seeds, you just cull those. I've flowered a couple of them out. They're good yielding and good smoke, but they're just ugly, okay? And they're obviously not something that you want to keep for breeding because you want to build better structure. But that's only 20 or 30 or 40% sometimes. Depends. Like sometimes I've planted like 30 or 40 of these seeds and half of them were like that. And sometimes I've planted 20 or 30 of these seeds, right? And only 2 or 3 of them were funky looking. And you just cull those ones, right? You just cull them and keep the things that look nice and have a good structure. Okay? And then when you end up in flower with your females that you had, you're going to be like, wow, I got some winners here because these suckers get huge, okay? Like big. They really exhibit the Kerala side in structure. Huge, mega sativas with tons of budding sites, but with this lime gas terpene profile. So you find a winner in there and you keep it and you start breeding with it, you're going to be happy. Okay? So, and as far as the range of good phenos go that aren't bad structured, right? I found one pheno that was exhibiting 100% Kabul bud structure. And it was the biggest, knobbiest, bubbliest nug I ever seen. To this day, it hands down was. It wasn't the biggest plant ever. It was a straight to bloom plant. I think I had it on my first channel. I showed it. And I still haven't found that one again. And I stupidly didn't take cuttings off of it. But it was the loudest one too. So, but even so, all the sativa leaning phenos, which that was one out of like 100 plants that leaned the Kabul way. So it's going to be hard to find that one. If you find that one, keep it. Okay. The buds were immaculate. They were just picture perfect. And the resin is high on that stuff. You can even harvest it early if you have to, if you don't want to wait for the sativa time, and it's still going to be killer herb. Okay. I've harvested it 2 weeks early once because the crystals were cloudy already. Okay, and I could have waited, but it was taking up a lot of space at the time. So there's a lot to dig through in that cross. And then I have Soda Pop cross with 1977 Jamaica. And that 77 Jamaica had some straight hardcore Hermes in it. But I found one that doesn't herm, and that's what I used for the pollination. So it's going to be hard to find clean shit from old days, landrace like that, especially when you got people who are sloppy dealing with it. But there's like strawberry phenos in there. It's all over the place. So, you might get Hermes, you might get bananas in there. It's a strain you have to work on. Okay, but it's Soda Pop cross with 77 Jamaica. It's going to be fire winners in there when you find them. And I ran probably 12 or 14 females of that altogether ever. And only a couple of them made bananas. They were all very good yielding. Made half of them were columnar structure. And there's some grape. There's some strawberry. There's all different kinds of smells going on in there. And then the last Soda Pop cross is Soda Pop cross with bulk Afghan Malawi. Okay. And I'm terrified to run that because it's going to be crazy. So I haven't ran hardly any of them. I think I've ran like 2 or 3 of them. Not because it's going to be herming, but because it's Malawi. And Malawi gets so big, and I don't know if it's going to be stable, so that's not really for sale unless you want to work it and you want to buy like 100 seeds, and I'll give you like 100 seeds for really cheap if you want to work it out. But it has the Soda Pop in there, so you should be able to find something to stabilize there. Now that's 5 years of work, or no, it's about 3 years of work total. Okay. So when I do selections, I do multiple crosses in the same room, as if I have a male, right, and then I have 6 other females that I picked. All of them will be pollinated by that male if it's a good fit or if it's something worth doing. Okay. And at this time, when I was doing this, a lot of the stuff I put in there because I just needed extra seeds to find some winners. Okay, because I had been running my first F1 cross for like 2 years at this point, and we were all tired of it, even though it's killer herb. It's called Poverty Killer. Okay, it's Blue Orca Haze crossed to Guru Juice, and there's a lot of high yielding phenos in there, and there's a couple runts, and I only have like 50 seeds left, and I'd be willing to sell 10 packs of them for $60. But I don't have very many, and I need to work that because it's worth working. It's straight sandalwood, straight incense, old school smoke. Potent, too. So, that's my Soda Pop work. I'm going to be doing more Soda Pop work. In fact, I got one going right now. Here's the crosses that I'm working on at this very moment. As in, they're being made. The beans are being made right now. And they will be available as F1s for $75 a pack. 15-20 seeds a pack. But when they get to F2 and F3 and I start working them, they're going to get more expensive, like 100, 120, etc. Okay? So this is the list of what's being done right now with 2 tar pit males from Emerald Mountain Legacy. Okay. Tar pit is 1991 Kim Dog cross with Royal Kush. And Royal Kush is Sour Diesel cross to Highland Afghan landrace, Afghan Highlands, a landrace from there. It's also called, which is also called Salmon Creek Rockbud. Okay, and then that's crossed to Southern Humboldt Purple Kush, right? So that's what Royal Kush is. So Tar Pit is 91 Kim Dog crossed with Royal Kush. Okay, and then here's the crosses I'm doing with this. All right, Tar Pit crossed with Siberian Ruderalis, which is a landrace auto. Okay, so that'll be an auto tar pit. Doesn't mean it's ready as far as being done. Those seeds might not be $75 because who knows what they're going to be. I might not even sell those because I'm using those for working a real auto. It's not done, okay? So that's not for sale at all. But I do have Siberian Ruderalis for sale also. I did a whittle down preservation, and so if you want landrace auto seeds and you don't want to have to order them from Europe through ACE, I did a preservation of Siberian Ruderalis, and I got at least 100 seeds so far. And I'm going to be doing another preservation of that by taking those 100 seeds, popping like 20 or 30 of them, and then open pollinating them on each other in a small tent in like little 1-gallon pots or less, like little solo cups you can do those suckers in. So if you want a landrace auto to build your own shit with, hit me up too. But anyways, we got Tar Pit crossed with Honduras landrace sativa from Honduras from Ace. Tar Pit crossed with Ace's Panama, okay, and Panama B, which is the B selection, straight lemon, pure lemon, like zesty, sweet lemon. Tar Pit crossed with my orange cream soda, okay, and that's going to be fire because the Tar Pit literally smells like tar. That's why it's called that. It's like literal tar, okay, and then that's going to be brightened up with orange cream brightness, you know what I'm saying? And there might be some of that carbonation terpene profile that pulls into the Tar Pit also, okay, and then we have the Tar Pit crossed with Mauritius Ethiopian, which will be Black African Tarzan. I think that's what I'm going to call it, because Tarzan means black man. Well, that'd be redundant there. I don't know what to call it. But either way, that's going to be some fire too. But you got to consider that apart from the orange cream soda, we got the Tar Pit Honduras, Tar Pit Panama, Tar Pit the Ethiopian, right? Those going to take a couple of generations, plant generations, to work out to be great. Who knows? The first F1 cross might be killer and they might be fairly uniform, but I doubt that. So there's probably going to be some weirdos that stick out that need to be removed, I would assume. Okay, but now the Tar Pit cross with orange cream soda is going to be an F1 cross that's ready to roll for any grower, basically. Okay, and that's why I do multiple crosses at once, is because I don't want to just have these wild, untamed landrace Kush crosses, because not everybody's going to want those. I'm going to always throw in like the orange cream or another type of short and quick flowering plant in with the breeding project, so that I have seed stock that people that have small grows and less space will still want to use. Okay, so, and future projects, which I won't go over everything I want to do, but just give you an idea of what's going on here, is an auto maple leaf indica cross, right? And maple leaf indica is pure Afghan, worked and developed by Cincy Seeds. Cincy Seeds aren't like my favorite company or anything. I just happen to have their maple leaf. I stick to smaller companies and or just strictly landrace companies, or like Regenerative Seed Co. and all this kind of stuff. I didn't buy anything from Cincy Seeds. This was given to me as a gift, so just so you guys know. So auto maple leaf will be killer, but it's not done there. You have to make an auto potent to where every pheno that these people plant is going to be worth keeping, or at least worth smoking. it has to be recrossed and recrossed back in. So you take the auto maple leaf, which is Siberian cross with maple leaf indica, and cross it to, Mendocino purple or that, right? And then you back cross it to the original auto to keep the auto traits, always selecting for auto traits, because your first populations of these, not all of them are going to show the auto trait. You're going to have to rework the auto back into that, okay? So then that's exciting because I've never done anything with autos, and I was against autos for a long time, but I've really warmed up to the idea of it. So, and for those that don't know, an auto means a plant that goes into flower without a photoperiod change, as in normal sativa and indica plants and Afghanica plants will need 12 hours or less of light to go into flower, whereas if you keep them in 13 or more hours of light, they are going to stay in a vegetative stage and never produce flowers. Okay, so when you're dealing with autos, you're looking for the plant that is in veg with 18 hours of light putting on flowers. Okay, so that's what you're looking for when you're making those selections. Because you cross the auto with the non-auto, you're going to get some non-autos still. Okay, anyways, so we got the Royal Rasta Limes I told you about, which will be the Royal Limes crossed to Rasta Limes. Okay, then the King of Kings Royal Soda Pop, which will be Queen's Candy from Emerald Mountain, which is Mandelbrot, right? Queen's Candy crossed to Orange Cream Soda. Okay, that's going to be awesome because Queen's Candy is Sunset Sherbet crossed with Royal Kush. Okay, so you see the matching up of terp profiles I'm putting here. Sunset Sherbet with Orange Cream Soda, Royal Kush there. Okay, and how about Royal Afghan Oil Rig? Okay, because then there's oil rigs in Afghanistan and the Middle East. Thought it was clever. Royal Afghan Oil Rig, oil spill cross with Pure Land Race Shebergin Afghan that smells like sweet fruity hash. So that's going to be a good combo. Then we got the Honduran Oil Spill, Honduras Landrace cross with Mandelbrot's Oil Spill. And Mendocino Purple cross with Violetta from Ace. Mendocino Purple from CSI Humboldt, Pirates of the Emerald Triangle. Going to be called Purple Work. Okay. That's just some of the things. I got several things written down here, but I'm not going to tell you everything I came up with. But full stock of everything I'm working with here, as far as not my genetics, but what stock I'm working with, apart from the soda pop stuff, which was built from Jackass Swami Seeds, Organic Seeds, which is the guy from Oregon, that not the Hindu guy that's really old on YouTube with a beard that lives in the woods with a family. Not that guy. The other guy from Oregon. Don't buy his seeds because he's going to herm you up. Now, I'm not saying everything he has herms, but the dude has proved his reputation as not so good to a lot of people and me. And it personally affected my crops. I don't expect to pay $100 for a pack and there to be half hermaphrodites in it. You hear me? That's not cool. Don't ever support a business like that if they're charging that much a pack. If it's going to be like that, they need to be honest. They need to say $50, $60 a pack, and you got to work on it. They need to tell you, you need to work on it. Pay attention to the plants so you don't get no herm problems, okay? They don't do that. I'll always do that. I'll tell you, this shit has not worked. It could herm. It's not stable. I told you. I done did, okay? I told you what I got that's stable and ready to roll, and tell you what I got that's going to be cheaper and need to work on it, right? But here's the full stock of everything I'm working with. You're starting with A seeds, so y'all know what I'm dealing with. I can't buy these seeds and pretend like I didn't get them from somebody and act like I came up with these seeds. No, this is credit to where credit is due. A seeds have been around for a long time, 15 years now. In the seed selling game, okay? They ain't messing around. Got Mauritius crossed with Ethiopian, Shebergin Afghan, that's through Khalifa on Ace, Panama, Honduras, Siberian Ruderalis, Orient Express, Violetta, Bangy Haze, Old Timers Haze, Nepal Annapurna. Okay, there might be a couple others from Ace I didn't get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's it. That's the Ace stock. From Emerald Mountain, we got the Tar Pit, got the Oil Spill, got the Royal Limes, Queen's Candy, right? Probably going to get more from those guys eventually. And then from CSI Humboldt, we got the Pine Tar Kush, which is also called Pirates of the Emerald Triangle. Pine Tar Kush, Mendocino Perps, Backcross 1. And then he gave me, dude from Pirates of the Emerald Triangle gave me Pakistan Citral Kush inbred line. So he gave me 10 free seeds, 2 5-packs. I'm assuming 1 5-pack is this purple worked side, and 1 5-pack is the green worked side. So I'm going to be preserving that myself with the open pollination of all 10 seeds, as well as doing some breeding with the pure Pakistan Citral Kush as well. And so when I preserve them, that means I'll have the PCK pure to offer to you guys as a landrace stock, okay? So my company, Lion of Judah Seed Co., will be focused on both preservation of pure stock of landrace and original creation genetics, as well as breeding new school high integrity genetics to old school original creation genetics, okay? That's the main goal here. And not just high THC. I'm going to be doing CBD, CBG, all that stuff. Stuff with little THC, stuff with no THC. Something for everybody here, okay? Smoke and seed and edibles, all of it, okay? So we also got from Josh that runs Regenerative Seed, we got his F8 Cherry Wine hemp strain, hemp cultivar, good smoke, but no, hardly any THC. It's 0.03 or something like that THC, and then 16% CBD, right? And we got ITIL Foundations, Polecat Cross and Jamaican Dream, Northern Lights Cross and Platinum Pie F2, and that's what I'm working with. There'll probably be some more. Oh, I got Flamingo Ringo also from Family Tree Seeds. And that's a high THC / high CBD. It's like a 1-to-1 THC to CBD strain. That's, high in THC and high in CBD. So good stuff there. A lot of people who have grown up smoking ganja their whole life may have not gotten to smoke some shit like that, For all I know, I've been smoking high THC stuff since I was a little kid, and not any CBD. But who knows? We were getting shit up from Mexico when we were young, and that stuff was probably land race, so it probably had it all across the board kind of profile. Anyways, that's about it, guys. I got my alarm going because I got to get off here. All right, Lion of Judah Seeds. Peace. I'm going to play you a song before I go.